just got back from Guatemala. Do you know where Guatemala is? Anybody? Central America, yeah. So Zoe got to go with me, and while we were there, something happened, and a lot of people needed help. In fact, we even needed help. So I'm going to tell the story of what happened, and then we're going to talk about today's gospel reading and how it all ties together. Okay?
While we were there, there was a massive earthquake. They haven't had an earthquake like that since 1976.
As old as I am.
So it was very scary. While the orphanage girls were at school, we were under a covered porch area. And there was a little girl named Darlene that I really liked. She was very sweet. And we were hugging. She was about to leave, and I would get to see her tomorrow. But her hugs were really liked hugging. So while we were hugging, she was about to get on the bus. A massive earthquake hit. And in that moment, I was scared, but I could not think about the fear. I had to get those girls to safety. So we ran to the open area, but my mom ran the other way, so I couldn't find her. So by the time she found me, I was trying to help the girls calm down. They were very scared. They had never had an earthquake that big, but we know what to do because there had just been a smaller earthquake before that one. So it was kind of a reminder of get out quickly, go to the open area, get to safety. So I knew what to do. We got those little girls over to the safe area. And when my mom found me, I was comforting the little girls, hugging them, trying to help them in whatever way they were thinking. Some of them were scared because they didn't have a family to go home to. They just had the other girls at the orphanage, and they were all scared.
All right, so she was super brave. I was freaking out. My kid was fine. So today in Luke, Jesus tells a story about a man who knocks on his friend's door in the middle of the night because he had people show up at his house that he wasn't expecting, and he didn't have anything to feed them, and it was late, and his friend was sleeping. And do you want to get out of bed when it's late and you're tired? No, we don't want to get out of bed for anything. We're all snuggly and warm, right? So his neighbor did not want to get up and help him, but he kept knocking and he kept asking for help. And eventually, his friend got up and got him what he needed. And what we're learning in this story, what Jesus is teaching us, is that God always hears us, even in our darkest, scariest times. God is always listening, and if we ask, we will get what we need. And sometimes we are the help for someone else who's asking. So in that story, all those girls were away from home and they were scared and they didn't have their parents or their friends other than their school friends, and they needed help and they were asking for help. And we were there, God sent us there to be that answer. Basically, they were knocking on the door and we were there, right, to be their help. So what we can take away from this is when things are scary or hard and there's storms. Do you guys like storms? I hate storms. Tornadoes, bad. Earthquakes, if you have an argument with your friend or even just a bad dream, we can do two things. We can pray and keep praying. We're knocking on God's door. We're asking for help. And then sometimes we can be the help. We can help others, and we can use our gifts and our strengths when others are in need. And you don't have to be a big kid, a grown-up, right? You don't have to be a grown-up to make a difference. Zoe's only 10 years old, and she made a big difference with those little kids. Jesus wants you to ask and to seek and to knock, and he promises that he will always answer. It might not look like